evening. I'm back with my tea of the day. Welcome to episode 36. Siente CS. Let's get into it. It's been, a little over a week since my last one. Definitely go, listen to that one. It was definitely a great episode. A lot of content in there. And this episode is going to be a little different. It's going to be back to us talking about something serious, something hard-hitting, something that needs to be talked about. And I kind of got this topic. I've been, battling with this topic, but I kind of got it from my best friend, where she has a blog, and she wanted me to get into bullying. Why are you still here? And I completely picked this topic, and that name was just everything when I came up with it. So, shout out to Sunny. But let's get into it. Bullying, why are you still here? There's definitely different forms of bullying, and it happens throughout your whole life, unfortunately. And let's get into some definitions of what bullying is. So bullying is a form of aggressive behavior in which someone intentionally and repeatedly causes another person injury or discomfort. Bullying can take the form of physical contact, words, or more subtle actions. Or, bullying is a distinctive pattern of harming and humiliating others. And I'm quite sure I can't be the only one to talk about being bullied. And I can't be the first person to talk about bullying someone. Unfortunately, it goes hand in hand. The victim becomes the bully becomes the victim. It's a circle that just needs to, not continue to be here. But until we have these conversations and make that change, nothing will ever change. And another thing I found very insightful was adults are supposed to equip kids with self-confidence. And with equipping your kids with self-confidence, then there will be a less likely chance for your kid to get bullied. Supposedly. That's what, that's what these people say, but just never know, because bullying isn't just for kids. Adults get bullied at work, and then that kind of leads into harassment. So let's just get into a little of my story time of the times I was actually bullied, and how that affected me, and how that impacted me into becoming the person I am today, for one. Secondly, so people who are being bullied at this particular moment, whether it is work or school, that you can find the strength to fight back. You can find the strength to know who you are and learn yourself and stop the pattern and have this conversation and get these people some help. But definitely when I was younger, I was this small little scrawny kid. For the people who know me from way back when, y'all know, it was a struggle. But especially going through middle school and high school, your body's supposed to change, your voice is supposed to get deeper, you're supposed to at least grow a few inches. And none of that really happened for me. And so I was a kid's lunch meat. A lot of people just bullied me because I was so small, and so because I guess seemed to be so fragile, or because my voice wasn't deep enough, so they just assumed that I was, I guess, a pushover. So the bullying began. So it was different names I've obtained over the years. So in middle school, I was called Patrick because of my shaped head. I was called Egghead. I was called Faggot. I was called ugly. These are some of the verbal ones. Or people just hating on me because I was smart. I never understood that. Like, why are you bullying me because I'm smart? You can be smart too. You're just worried about other shit that you're not supposed to be fucking worried about. But nevertheless, then it became the physical aspect, where I got bullied by guys and girls. And it just didn't really make a difference. I guess I was just really that quote unquote soft or that small or that just not intimidating. Or anyone that felt like they can just try me and take my lunch, take candy, want to gradually just put hands on me or try to jump me. Yeah, it was these two girls. We're back in middle school who definitely wasn't my first bully, but it was definitely my first girl bully. And that was very different for me because I was like, damn, how did I get here? How did I get to this place where I'm being bullied by two girls? Like, what's going on with me? Like, how could I get myself to be strong? Or more assertive, or more self-confident, or whatever I'm lacking, because there's clearly something I'm lacking. I'm like a deer in headlights, and I just don't know why the fuck this is happening. And especially if you don't speak to your parents or someone about these issues, then it will continue to happen wherever you go, unfortunately. So I had the first female duo who bullied me. And I just several people within my school who just felt the need to show that they was tough. And usually when people show that they're tough, there's something behind that. But when you're young, you don't really think of that. But when they do all the extra stuff, like calling out of your name, or just doing the most, or talking about you, or just being jealous. But as the one who's the victim, supposedly, or the one who's being bullied, you don't really look at the big picture of why they might be doing this to you. It must be something about you that they must really like, but they can't like it, they're afraid to like it, or they don't understand it. Or they just, they have the need to feel special. So by bullying you, that would take attention off of you and dim your light to shine theirs. But oftentimes, I don't think bullies understand that they're not the most liked person. They're not the most liked people. Especially if people know that you're a bully, like, they might fuck with you, but they're not fuck with you the way you probably want them to fuck with you. Because they know that you're a bully. Like, even throughout my time as a child and trying to go up inside of, the streets, I was bullied there too because, I'm dealing with, people who do street stuff. We're not going to get into the stuff that people did, but yeah. So me being, I guess, a soft-spoken person, non-threatening person, to hang with them, they wanted to toughen me up. And by toughing me up, that was bullying me. That was me having to fight them every day, every other day, to defend myself because they would just come at me. Just because. And I often just thought it was, this is like an initiation into really chilling with them and having them really feel a particular way about me. But in hindsight, it's like, no. Y'all just wanted to bully me. Y'all just wanted to toughen me up. And that doesn't work for people. And what else happened in middle school? Middle school was definitely a tough time for me, where I definitely, at certain points in middle school, I did not want to live because I was bullied so much. Especially more verbally than physically, I would say. Until, you start growing up. Start, going outside of your comfort zone, outside of your little area. And then that's when the more physical aspect comes along. Where people, try to bully you out of your stuff, or aka steal or rob, or just because you're, you're you, does not mean that you need to give up your shit because they say so. Because they're trying to bully you. And that's not okay. Why are you stopping me in the street trying to take my headphones? Why are you trying to jump me on this bridge? Why are you going overboard when we're doing a pillow fight, but I am the one being attacked? There's just certain type of stuff that you go on through, that you go through. In high school, another story time. So this aspect, I felt like he was trying to out me, / bully me, / humiliate me in a way. So it was this gentleman, and we was in high school. We was in the locker room, changing after our gym class, and this gentleman, in front of all of our, other people, decided to say, "Oh, you're gay, and I'm going to prove it." Then he was like, "I'm going to grab your dick, and I bet you'll like it." And I was completely confused. Not the fact of me liking it or not liking it. At that particular moment, I was just confused of where you're coming from and why you're doing this in front of all of these people. Because I can easily turn the tables on you. And then that will make me the bully because I will humiliate you. And then I can just easily tell, the girl that you was with at that particular moment. And then just spread it around school that you grabbed my dick. But then in that moment, I was like, that wouldn't make me any better than him. Let me get out of this predicament that I find myself in. Oh, another story time in middle school. It was this girl. Like I said, my nickname in middle school, for whatever reason, was Patrick, because of the shape of my head, apparently. And this girl kept on this really annoying me, really disrespecting me, really just going above and beyond to make sure she felt heard, and just to make sure that I felt little. Especially me not having the confidence that I have now, which I built for years. So for years I've been bullied, for years I've been disrespected, for years I've just been verbally and physically. And of course some subtle actions that happened. But I just, in this particular day, she decided to really just keep on antagonizing me till I flipped. And I apologized to her after it happened. And in hindsight, it was just like I was just over it. I was tired of the harassment, of the bullying, that I felt like this is my only way out. So unfortunately, I end up hitting her. And I don't condone that. But it's a part of my life and it's part of my story. And it happened. And I was just so enraged and just so bent out of shape that I couldn't stop myself. And I just remember that so distinctly. Why I couldn't stop myself. And then I would say within high school, I guess I sort of became a bully, but not really a bully. Not completely a bully, but of course everyone talks about everyone. So me, saying what I said about certain people didn't help them build themselves up. So I can also take the blame for that. And then this bullying, calling, sexual gestures or calling people out of their name is bullying. And this makes no sense to me when you don't know yourself, but yet you're attacking me. How does that work? Because your parents didn't do what they were supposed to do for you? But then when does it change? Because if we're bullying people at work and harassing people at work and making people feel like they can't wear their type of natural hair that they want to wear, who the fuck are you? That's a form of discrimination. That's a form of harassment. That's a form of bullying. So you're going to intimidate me to wear what you want me to wear or to act the way you want me to act at work. How is that being me? How is that being what I can bring to the table? You want me to bring how you want me to bring what I have at the table. And we're not going to play these type of games. So, another story time. Definitely when a guy called me out of my name. And this was my 22nd birthday. And it was in a lounge. And this gentleman was dancing or trying to dance with my friend. And then, of course, I'm always just being me. So he felt like a way that I guess I was gay. And I was around a bunch of women. And then when the club was closing, he decided to call me a faggot for no reason. I did nothing to this man but have fun and live my best life. But you wanted to call me out of my name. And at this particular moment, I was, definitely feeling great. And I decided to just pop him in the mouth. Because it comes a time where you have to then stop being the victim and fight back. Unfortunately, that's not what you're going to read in a lot of these books or anything like that. But for certain situations, not all, certain situations can be talked out. Certain situations you'll be a snitch after you find out that you was being bullied, and then you decide to tell, but now you come back to school and you're a snitch for telling on that person who was bullying you. I never understood that. But with this situation, yeah. So we got into a fight in the club because he decided to discriminate against me and humiliate me and verbally, and use verbal, sexual, or verbal slurs. And it comes to a time where at times you have to fight back. Not saying all the time you have to fight back, but at certain points you have to fight back. And I'm quite sure everyone noticed this whole story that came out recently about this gentleman who's a little person who, I guess, pretended to act like he was 9 years old because of his height and said that he was being picked on about his height. But with my thing is, why are we playing games with this? I didn't really go that deep into the story because I personally didn't really care, didn't really feel connected to the story. But at the end of the day, whether he is a little person or whether he is a child, there's no reason to bully him or make remarks and belittle him about his height. But then for him, there's no reason for you to act like you are this and you are not that. Unfortunately, if you are a little person, then absolutely you have the right to still feel upset, but don't act like you're a kid and you're not a kid. You're a grown-ass man. Just like when people bully or make fun of the ugly people, or the ugly girls, or the ugly guys, or the big people, or the people with disabilities, like, this is still a thing. And why is this still a thing? Why are you still here? Why haven't you left when I kicked you out the first time? Why are you still revisiting and wreaking havoc in people's lives? Is it because we're not doing our part in changing that stigma, changing that scope of work? Are we just not connecting that deeply to want to change ourselves for ourselves? So then if there's no bullies, there's no one being bullied. So once we change that aspect of that fragment of a person, then the world will definitely be a better place. But it comes within. So if you feel like you're not being heard as a person, so now you want to reflect pain on someone else, or you feel like you're being bullied at home from your siblings, so now you want to bully someone else, or you're just not who you want to be, and you're upset because someone else is. Once you do your homework and you really figure all that aspects out of why you feel like you need to bully, why you feel like you need to say that to that person, why you feel like you need to be a cyberbully and just talking about people randomly to random people who you don't even know, who you're never gonna see, but when they tell you to pull up, you don't pull up because you just Twitter, or you just have extremely great typing hands, but that's about it. I don't understand that. Like, you need to live for yourself. You need to understand yourself. You need to grow as a person. And with doing that, then you won't have all these feelings of feeling small or inferior to anyone else. You can be the smallest person, but that does not mean that you get to be bullied or tossed around or talked to however you want to because you're so small, or you're soft spoken like me. A lot of people keep on asking me to repeat myself for blah blah blah. Like, my voice is soft, yes, but don't act like I don't have a voice. I have a voice, so you will hear it. Like, we have to do better. We have to really get rid of bullying and harassment and discrimination and just being unkind to each other. Especially unkind to ourselves. We don't even know how we bully ourselves. How we make ourselves do certain things that we would probably never normally do. But just because we want to fit in, or because we still don't know who we are, and our parents haven't taught us who we are, we still don't have the tools to be the best person that we are supposed to be. But then we can't always continue to blame our parents. We would then have to blame ourselves, because at a certain point you have to take responsibility for yourself. So you can give your parents the responsibility for your actions as a child, but once you turn a certain age, and I would like to say that age is at least 21. I want to say a little earlier than that, but I'll just say the legal age to drink, 21. Then you have to start taking responsibility for yourself. Whether it's you getting yourself help, you really taking the time to learn who the fuck you are, or just really just enjoying your presence. Whatever that might look like for you. This was your tea of the day. Thank you for listening to episode 36 again. If you haven't listened to 35, listen to that. That was a great episode. And the ones before that, of course. Please listen. Please let a friend know. Let them listen. And let's turn up. Like, let's really make this a thing like it's been. And if you would like to join me on my page, please inbox me. I will not mind that. Hit my Facebook up at Akeem Holder. And just let me know what y'all think on this episode and what y'all want me to talk about. And let's get into some things. Alright, laters.